Hello guys. Welcome back to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today, we will dive deep into the chilling mystery surrounding Daisy Gilmore's stalker and the shocking revelations that have left fans buzzing with questions. Is Willow Tate spiraling into a mental health crisis, or is she masterminding a sinister plot to have Sasha Gilmore institutionalized once again? Let's unpack the drama, explore the intricate web of deception, and speculate on the dark possibilities that lie ahead in Port Charles. The Stalker Unveiled, a disturbing turn of events. The latest spoilers from ABC General Hospital have dropped a bombshell. The identity of Daisy Gilmore's stalker has seemingly come to light, and all signs point to Willow Tate as the orchestrator of this unsettling scheme. This revelation has sent shockwaves through the fandom, as viewers grapple with whether Willow's actions stem from a fractured psyche or a calculated vendetta. The eerie incidents involving Daisy, ranging from mysteriously moved toys to the baby being taken from her crib only to be found in a bassinet, have escalated from mere pranks to something far more sinister. What began as subtle disruptions, perhaps intended to gaslight Sasha into doubting her own sanity, have morphed into accusations of postpartum struggles, casting a shadow over the new mother's credibility. Delving deeper, let's consider the chilling precision behind these acts. Whoever is behind this has an intimate knowledge of Sasha's routines, her home, and even her deepest fears. Could Willow, with her close ties to the family, have access to such personal details? The idea of baby Daisy's mobile being tampered with in the dead of night adds a layer of psychological torment, almost as if the stalker takes pleasure in unraveling Sasha's piece by piece. Fans are left wondering if this is merely the beginning of a larger, more devastating plan. Echoes of past trauma, Sasha's haunting history. For longtime viewers, this storyline resurrects painful memories of Sasha Gilmore's past ordeal at the hands of her manipulative mother-in-law, Gladys Corbin. Back then, Gladys orchestrated Sasha's wrongful commitment to a mental health facility, a harrowing experience that left deep scars. The torment didn't end there. Under the guise of treatment, Dr. Damon Montague subjected Sasha to horrific abuses, pushing her to the brink. It was only through the tireless efforts of Cody Bell, who risked everything to expose the truth, that Sasha was finally rescued from that nightmare. The echoes of Ferncliffe, the infamous institution where Sasha suffered, loom large over this current plotline, making the stakes feel even higher. The trauma of being stripped of her autonomy and branded as unstable is a wound that has never fully healed for Sasha. Each creak in her home, each misplaced item, must feel like a ghostly reminder of those dark days. Imagine her paranoia as she checks and rechecks Daisy's crib, fearing not just for her child's safety but for her own freedom. The idea that history could repeat itself, that she might once again be forcibly committed, adds a tragic depth to her character's struggle. This time, however, the enemy may not be a distant relative but someone far closer, potentially a friend turned foe. Willow's motive, revenge or madness? At the heart of this mystery lies Willow Tate's cryptic motivations. According to spoilers, Willow confessed to Daisy during one of their so-called walks that her actions were fueled by a desire for retribution. She blames Sasha for a betrayal that shattered her world and holds Michael Corinthos responsible for taking her children away from her. In Willow's mind, every unsettling act against Sasha is a mirror to her own pain. She wants them to feel the helplessness and despair that she endures daily. But is this truly a case of revenge, or could Willow be battling a more complex internal struggle, perhaps a dissociative identity disorder or another mental health crisis? If we entertain the possibility of a mental health issue, one glaring question arises: why hasn't Willow taken more drastic measures, such as abducting Daisy outright? Her actions, while disturbing, seem almost restrained and calculated to sow doubt rather than cause outright harm. This restraint could hint at a fractured mind wrestling for control, or it might suggest a chilling patience, a predator biding their time before delivering the final blow. Alternatively, Willow's behavior could be a facade, a deliberate performance designed to paint herself as unstable should her schemes ever be uncovered. The ambiguity of her intentions keeps viewers on edge, unable to predict her next move. Michael's role, a beacon of trust or a looming doubt. Amidst the chaos, Michael Corinthos stands as a potential anchor for Sasha, seemingly believing her claims despite the mounting suspicion from others. His faith in Sasha is a lifeline, a reminder that not everyone has turned against her. Yet, how long can this trust withstand the pressure of external voices and mounting evidence? The spoilers hint at a troubling possibility. Even if Michael remains steadfast, others in Sasha's orbit might not be so convinced. Enter Uncle Max Scorpio, a figure of authority and concern, whose protective instincts could inadvertently play into the stalker's hands. Working alongside Harrison Chase, a dedicated police officer, Mac might be swayed by theories circulating in Port Charles, perhaps even those spun by Olivia Quartermain, whose keen observations often carry weight. Picture a tense family gathering where whispered concerns about Sasha's mental state dominate the conversation. Mac, with his law enforcement background, might feel compelled to act for her own good, unaware that he could be pushing Sasha back into the very hell she escaped. Meanwhile, Michael, torn between loyalty to Sasha and the growing chorus of doubt, might find himself questioning even his own instincts. The dynamic here is ripe with tension, as trust becomes a fragile commodity in the face of manipulation. The Ferncliffe fear. Could history repeat itself? The specter of Ferncliffe hangs heavy over this storyline, a place synonymous with suffering for Sasha. If Willow or whoever is behind this twisted game is cunning enough to orchestrate these pranks undetected, could they engineer a scenario so damning that Sasha is committed once more? Imagine a meticulously staged incident, perhaps a fabricated breakdown in public, caught on camera for all of Port Charles to see. Such an event could tip the scales, convincing even the most sympathetic allies that Sasha needs professional help. The thought of her being dragged back to Ferncliffe, her cries for help dismissed as delusions, is a gut-wrenching prospect for fans who've followed her journey. Moreover, Willow's apparent knack for deception raises the stakes. If she can tamper with baby items and slip in and out of Sasha's life unnoticed, what's to stop her from planting false evidence or manipulating key witnesses? The potential for escalation is terrifying. Could Willow, or an unknown accomplice, stage a crisis so severe that Sasha loses not just her freedom but her daughter as well? The dread of such an outcome fuels heated discussions among viewers, with many fearing that Sasha's hard-won peace could be shattered in an instant. A glimmer of hope, Michael's secret plan. Yet, amidst the darkness, there's a flicker of hope. Michael Corinthos is no fool, has proven time and again that he can think several steps ahead when it comes to protecting his loved ones. Spoilers tease that he might take matters into his own hands by installing hidden cameras throughout Sasha's home, determined to catch the stalker in the act. Imagine the tension as Michael reviews grainy footage late at night, his heart pounding with every shadow that crosses the screen. If he uncovers evidence of Willow's involvement, the fallout could be explosive. Reporting her to the police might not just end the torment but also flip the script, placing Willow behind bars and exposing her true nature to all of Port Charles. This potential countermove adds a thrilling layer to the narrative. Picture Michael confronting Willow with irrefutable proof, the camera footage playing like a silent accusation as her carefully crafted lies crumble. The idea of justice being served, of Sasha finally being vindicated, offers a satisfying counterpoint to the dread that permeates this storyline. But will Michael's plan succeed before irreversible damage is done? Or could Willow anticipate such a trap and turn it against him, further entrenching her position? Next, we will dive deep into the heart-wrenching drama that has shaken Port Charles to its core with the stunning unraveling of Trina Robinson and Kai Taylor's once promising romance. What began as a night filled with hope at the Joel Sartori exhibit morphed into a catastrophic clash, leaving Trina shattered and fans reeling from the shocking revelations that tore their love apart. Buckle up, because this story is packed with betrayal, hidden motives, and a mysterious disappearance that could change everything. Let's start with the fateful evening that was supposed to be a celebration of art and love but instead became the backdrop for one of the most gut-wrenching breakups in recent General Hospital history. Trina, with stars in her eyes, had been steadily falling for Kai's charm and seemingly unwavering support over the past weeks. Their chemistry sparkled, and it seemed like nothing could stand in their way until Kai dropped a bombshell that shattered their idyllic bubble. In a moment of raw honesty, he confessed to tipping off Drew Kane about a clandestine plan orchestrated by Curtis Ashford, Trina's fiercely protective father. This wasn't just a casual slip of the tongue, it was a deliberate act that aligned Kai with Drew, the very man who has been a thorn in the side of Trina's family, holding a dark cloud of blackmail over her mother, Portia Robinson. The sting of this betrayal was palpable as Trina realized the man she trusted had chosen to side with her family's adversary, effectively drawing a line in the sand that might be impossible to cross. To understand the depth of this betrayal, let's unpack the intricate web of loyalties and secrets at play. Curtis, ever the devoted husband and father, had devised a risky strategy to shield Portia from Drew's manipulative schemes. His plan involved paying a woman named Jacinda to fabricate a story about Drew's alleged recreational use of ketamine, a desperate but calculated move to discredit Drew and loosen his grip on Portia. Kai, who had been welcomed into the Ashford Robinson fold with open arms, was privy to this sensitive information. Yet, instead of standing by Curtis, Kai chose to alert Drew, giving him the upper hand to potentially derail the entire operation. This wasn't just a breach of trust, it was a direct affront to the family that had embraced him, particularly Curtis, who had offered mentorship and kindness without hesitation. The question lingers in the air like a storm cloud: why would Kai, who seemed so enamored with Trina, risk everything to align himself with Drew, a man whose actions have caused nothing but pain for her loved ones? Adding another layer of complexity to this saga is Kai's own backstory, which sheds light on his conflicting loyalties. After a devastating injury dashed his dreams of a football career, Kai found a lifeline in an internship offered by Drew. This opportunity wasn't just a job, it was a second chance at rebuilding his life, and Kai's gratitude toward Drew runs deep. However, gratitude should never come at the cost of betraying the woman you claim to cherish. When push came to shove, Kai's decision to prioritize his professional allegiance over personal integrity revealed a troubling flaw in his character. For Trina, this wasn't merely a mistake, it was a revelation of where she truly stands in Kai's hierarchy of importance. The heartbreak etched on her face as she processed this confession spoke volumes. It was as if the ground beneath her had crumbled, leaving her to question every tender moment they had shared. The fallout from Kai's actions extends far beyond a personal rift with Trina. There are darker implications at play, particularly surrounding Jacinda's sudden and eerie disappearance. Just as Curtis's plan was gaining traction, Jacinda vanished without a trace. Felicia Scorpio, leveraging her extensive network, reached out to an Australian contact only to discover that Jacinda's apartment had been stripped bare, leaving behind no clues to her whereabouts. This unsettling development raises chilling questions. Did Kai's warning to Drew give him the opportunity to silence Jacinda before she could play her part in Curtis's scheme? Could Drew, known for his ruthless tactics, have orchestrated something far more sinister to protect his own interests? If so, Kai's seemingly small act of betrayal might have unwittingly set off a chain reaction with deadly consequences. The weight of this possibility looms large, casting a shadow over Kai's intentions and leaving fans to wonder if he even grasps the magnitude of what he's done. Meanwhile, the fans of General Hospital, affectionately dubbed the Troy Hive on platforms like X and Instagram, are in an absolute frenzy over this dramatic turn of events. Social media is ablaze with heated debates as viewers grapple with whether love can or should triumph over such a profound breach of trust. Some sympathize with Kai, arguing that he was caught in an impossible position, torn between his gratitude toward Drew and his burgeoning feelings for Trina. They point to his genuine remorse and the complexity of his predicament, urging Trina to give him a chance to make amends. Others, however, are far less forgiving, asserting that Kai's choice to side with Drew, a man actively working against Trina's family, reveals a fundamental lack of loyalty that no apology can erase. A vocal faction is even clamoring for the return of Spencer Casadini, Trina's first love, whose reappearance at this vulnerable juncture could reignite old flames and offer her the comfort Kai has so spectacularly failed to provide. The timing, they argue, feels almost destined, as if the writers are setting the stage for a love triangle that could redefine Trina's future. As the dust settles on this explosive confrontation, Trina's inner strength and fierce loyalty to her family stand out as defining traits that will shape her next steps. Known for her unwavering principles, Trina is not one to easily forgive when it comes to those she holds dear. Her pain is compounded by the realization that Kai didn't just betray Curtis, he betrayed her trust, her values, and the very foundation of their relationship. Will Kai attempt to salvage what's left of their bond with explanations or grand gestures? Undoubtedly, he'll try. But whether Trina will lend him an ear remains a towering uncertainty. Her history of standing firm in the face of adversity suggests that forgiveness, if it comes at all, will be hard-won. The road ahead for these two is fraught with obstacles, and it's clear that rebuilding trust, if it's even possible, will require more than heartfelt apologies. The ripple effects of this scandal are poised to reverberate through Port Charles, impacting everyone in Trina's orbit. Curtis, a man who prides himself on protecting his family, will undoubtedly be seething with rage upon learning of Kai's duplicity. His trust in Kai, once freely given, has been irreparably damaged, and the potential failure of his plan to safeguard Portia could push him to take drastic measures. Portia, already burdened by Drew's blackmail, will feel the weight of this betrayal as yet another blow to her family's stability. And then there's Drew, the puppet master pulling strings from the shadows, likely already plotting how to exploit Kai's information to tighten his grip on the situation. The power dynamics in Port Charles are shifting with every passing moment, and the consequences of Kai's decision could alter alliances and enmities in ways no one saw coming. Next, we will delve into the harrowing journey of Sasha Gilmore Corbin, a character who has endured more than her fair share of heartache in Port Charles. Fans are increasingly vocal about whether Sasha has suffered enough, pleading for the writers to grant her a reprieve from the relentless tragedies that define her storyline. Let's explore the myriad challenges Sasha has faced, the latest manipulations threatening her sanity, and the burning question on everyone's mind: does Sasha finally deserve a slice of lasting happiness amidst the chaos? To truly grasp the depth of Sasha's struggles, we must first recount the litany of traumas that have shaped her tumultuous life on General Hospital. From the very beginning, Sasha's path has been paved with pain, starting with a near-fatal poisoning incident that left her clinging to life in the hospital. As if that weren't enough, she spiraled into the dark abyss of drug addiction, fighting tooth and nail to reclaim her sobriety while grappling with the shame and stigma that accompanied her battle. Then came a devastating heart attack, a health crisis that shook her to her core and reminded viewers just how fragile her existence in Port Charles can be. But the worst was yet to come as Sasha endured the unimaginable loss of her infant son, baby Liam Corbin, a heartbreak so profound that it left an indelible scar on her soul. Shortly after, she faced the tragic death of her husband, Brando Corbin, in a violent incident that robbed her of the love and stability she so desperately craved. Each of these events, stacked one upon the other, paints a picture of a woman who has been pushed to the brink time and time again, with barely a moment to catch her breath before the next calamity strikes. Beyond these personal tragedies, Sasha has also been a victim of betrayal by those closest to her, adding layers of emotional torment to her already burdened heart. Her mother-in-law, Gladys Corbin, exploited a conservatorship meant to protect Sasha during her vulnerable moments, siphoning off her finances for personal gain in a shocking display of greed. Compounding this betrayal was the sinister involvement of a corrupt doctor at Ferncliffe, whose unethical treatments nearly cost Sasha her life while she was under his care. The psychological toll of being manipulated by people she should have been able to trust cannot be overstated. It eroded her sense of security and left her questioning who, if anyone, truly had her best interests at heart. Just when it seemed like a flicker of hope emerged in the form of a budding romance with Cody Bell, fate dealt another cruel blow. Sasha discovered that Cody was her cousin, instantly shattering any dreams of a future together and plunging her back into isolation and despair. As if her past weren't harrowing enough, Sasha's present is marred by fresh horrors that threaten to unravel her fragile mental state. Enter Willow Tate, a character whose recent actions have sparked outrage among fans for their sheer cruelty. Willow, under the guise of teaching Sasha and Michael Corinthos a lesson, has orchestrated a manipulative scheme involving a fictitious persona named Daisy Gilmore. This gaslighting plot is designed to make Sasha question her own sanity, exploiting her history of mental health struggles in a way that feels beyond malicious. Given Sasha's past marked by breakdowns and the crushing grief over baby Liam's death, Willow's actions strike a particularly vicious chord. The timing couldn't be worse. Sasha had only just begun to embrace the joy of motherhood with her newborn daughter, Daisy, when this psychological warfare began. Instead of basking in the warmth of new life, Sasha finds herself haunted by doubts and paranoia, her every moment tainted by the fear that she's losing her grip on reality once more. Willow, however, seems convinced that her ends justify the means, casting herself as a righteous avenger while ignoring the profound damage she's inflicting on a woman who has already endured so much. The list of Sasha's ordeals doesn't end with personal betrayals and mind games. She has also faced physical dangers that have tested her resilience to its limits. One such terrifying incident was her kidnapping by the nefarious Jen Sidwell, a ruthless figure who dragged her into a world of peril far removed from the familiar streets of Port Charles. Held captive in a remote location, Sasha endured days of fear and uncertainty, not knowing if she would ever see her loved ones again. The trauma of being at the mercy of a dangerous criminal left lingering scars, both mental and emotional, adding yet another chapter to her seemingly endless book of suffering. This event, though resolved, reinforced the notion that peace is a fleeting concept for Sasha, as danger and distress seem to lurk around every corner, waiting to pounce the moment she lets her guard down. The fanbase, particularly active on social media platforms like Twitter and fan forums, has been buzzing with frustration and empathy for Sasha's plight. The consensus among many loyal viewers is that enough is enough. Sasha has been through a lifetime's worth of anguish in just a few short years on the show. They lament the fact that every time Sasha seems poised to find happiness, the General Hospital writers concoct a new catastrophe to knock her back down. Supporters are especially heartbroken over the recent gaslighting storyline with Willow, pointing out that Sasha never had the chance to fully revel in the joy of Daisy's birth before being thrust into this latest nightmare. Posts with hashtags like Save Sasha and Justice for Sasha trend regularly, reflecting a collective yearning for the character to experience a genuine period of peace and contentment. Some fans speculate that the writers may be building toward a redemptive arc, hoping that Sasha's strength will shine through as she overcomes Willow's machinations, but others remain skeptical, fearing that more pain lies ahead. Looking to the future, the question on everyone's mind is whether Sasha can finally carve out a space for true happiness amidst the unrelenting drama of Port Charles. Her resilience is undeniable. She has weathered storms that would break most people, emerging battered but broken time and again. Yet, resilience alone isn't enough. Sasha deserves a storyline that allows her to thrive, not just survive. Will the writers heed the cries of fans and grant her a reprieve, perhaps by introducing a new love interest who offers genuine support without hidden agendas? Could there be a reunion with a familiar face from her past, someone who understands her scars and can help her heal? Or might Sasha take control of her own destiny, embarking on a journey of self-discovery that prioritizes her well-being over the chaos around her? These possibilities tantalize viewers who long to see Sasha smile without the shadow of impending doom looming overhead. As we await the next chapters of Sasha's story, one thing is certain: the road ahead will be fraught with challenges, but her spirit remains a beacon of hope. ABC General Hospital spoilers hint at more shocking scenes involving Sasha, suggesting that her trials are far from over. Will Willow's cruel plot escalate further, pushing Sasha to a breaking point, or will an unexpected ally step in to shield her from this latest storm? We'll keep you updated on every twist and turn as this gripping saga unfolds. For now, we stand with Sasha, rooting for the day when her tears of sorrow transform into tears of joy. Stay tuned to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel for all the latest developments, because in Port Charles, every moment holds the promise of heartbreak or healing.